You know, sometimes when there's a giant mess, it feels like it's just completely impossible to to get control of it. And that's why I think as a kid, and maybe if I'm honest, when as a kid, and again when if I'm being honest now as an adult, there's times when there's just big messes and you just want to avoid it, right? I mean, the other night we had gotten done and I just didn't want to do the dishes. And so you just kind of ignore it, right? You go past it. Or I think as a kid, you that's why rooms are always so messy, because children don't want to have to deal with the mess. Because having to make things right or dealing with the mess can be overwhelming. It can be it just isn't fun. And I was thinking about that. I think there's a lot in our life when we have to we make messes. We really we screw things up. Whether it's in broken relationships, whether it's in something that we have done towards someone else, whether it's something that we have done in our own life, or maybe it's something that we've done against God. And it's easy in making a mess, especially when it's something against God, we just kind of hide it, right? And we kind of just walk away. And because we don't want to have to deal with it. Or maybe there's a sense of shame. You know, the shame of recognizing, oh man, I really messed this up, and I don't want to deal with this because I don't want, there's shame and there's guilt that plays into it, and it can pull us down as we try to wrestle with confronting or having to deal with what we have done. And I think about the verse in Isaiah, and this is probably one of my favorite, because what a great example of God's heart for his people. In Isaiah 1, he says, he says, come to me. He says, come to me and I will make you white as snow. It doesn't matter, and I'm paraphrasing. He said it doesn't matter how messy you are. It doesn't matter how dirty you are. I want you to come here and I will take care of it. And oftentimes we hear that and like, okay, yes, there is forgiveness, but I don't think we grasp the reality that what God is saying is it doesn't matter how messy we get. It doesn't matter even if you've been following Jesus for years. It doesn't matter if you really screw something up. He wants to take care of it. He has come. He loves us with such a great love that he wants to help us, to purify, to redeem us. And then oftentimes in our lives, we feel that we have to get it right first and then we can come to God. And maybe that's because oftentimes in the church we feel like we need to put on this like a good show that, oh, I've got my life together, or maybe that I don't live this messy life, and so we need to show up and pretend in order to come into the community. But the reality is that God says, I want you to come into the community, messy, dirty, whatever it is, come to the community, and in this relationship, I will then make you white as snow. So it doesn't matter how big of a mess there is. We have to come into the relationship first. We must come to God in our messiness, and then he will make us white as snow. Because he doesn't care how messy it is. He came to the earth. Jesus came in the middle of our messiness to help us to pick up. He came into the middle of our messiness in order to redeem us. So if you're out there today and maybe you're going through something, or you just feel like you've made a mess of everything of your life, or there's shame that's working against you, good news. The good news is that where you are right now, God has shown up to make you right, to clean up your mess. And he just says, look, you got to come to me. Come to me, and I will make you white as snow. Isn't that good news? And then too, for the community of Christ. The good news is that we don't have to have our mess cleaned up, that we can be able to come into this community messiness and all. And we're willing to walk beside you. We're willing to help you. We're willing to love you, not judge you, but to walk with you to help clean up your mess. That is the beauty of the church. Because that is what's so amazing and beautiful about God. Come to me, enter into this relationship, and I will make you white as snow. You don't have to have it all together, because it's in God, it's in Christ that we get to have our life put together and our messiness to become clean. Got to get back to cleaning this mess. We'll see you next time.